This is Lori Lipinskis, your Solution Center advocate, and I'm here today to interview Audrey Thompson from marketing, and we're going to go into the day in the life in marketing. So come on with me. Hi, Audrey.
Oh, hi, Lori.
How you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
Just basic. What's your position? How long have you been here? What got you into the energy business?
Sure. So I'll hold this. I have been with IGS for, I think, almost 3 years or 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in November. And I started as an HEC, going door to door, selling energy. And it was my way to get into marketing, actually, which was getting sales experience and learning more about the customer. So after that, I was the branch coordinator for our Easton location. And I was in charge of recruiting, in charge of some administrative things, planning events, uniforms, all that great stuff. And then I transitioned here this past September to be a marketing specialist for residential. And I support our door-to-door folks and our folks on the phone.
And now for the nitty-gritty. In your position, what kind of past training or jobs got you ready for it?
So, like I said, my job before this was in the AGC world, so if that wasn't the best preparation, I don't know what would be. So I got to learn the business, what the values are, and really how things work that prepared me to move into marketing. And before that, I had a couple of marketing-related internships, some of which were great, others of which taught me what not to do, which is also great. And then I did spend like 6 years as a server, and I think that that's very people-focused, very priority-oriented. And I think that every experience that I've had has led me to this point, and I learned something from everything.
Where were you a server?
Max and Irma's.
Ah, love that place.
Tortilla soup.
Ah, too spicy for me.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Put sour cream in it.
I mean, I'm hopping out that high.
Okay.
I don't know if we get... Okay, Audrey, so how about taking us into your day? Just a quick overview and what you like best about it.
So I would say that I start my day off by looking at my calendar. I think it's important to know what's coming up that day, what meetings I have, and then maybe some things that I have coming up over the next couple of days or the week to figure out what I should be spending my time doing. And then I spend probably the rest of the morning doing some administrative things, so filling out spreadsheets, updating documents, answering emails, and then, like I said, it's probably about lunchtime, and then I spend my afternoon kind of heads down in strategy and things that I'm working on and projects that I'm working on and things. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is what I would call our fiscal year 19 marketing plan, which includes all of these different events across all of our markets. So a great example is the Dublin Irish Festival.
Yay!
I hope you're going to wear that hat
yeah.
when we go to the festival.
Why do you think I have it? It's green!
I figured it was from last year. So there are all these different markets, as you well know, and we want to be activating in all of them and making our brand out there and in the communities in a space that makes sense for us. So I'm trying to plan that out for all of our markets, and it is quite an undertaking due to whatever the level of things that we've done in the past has not been nearly as high. So it is really trying to activate where it makes sense and get everyone excited and make sure everyone's aware, especially the Solution Center. And
we appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And that's really it. That's kind of what my day looks like. And then, of course, there's different things that are thrown in, miscellaneous things. And what I love most about it is that it allows me to make a difference and help all of the people that I previously have worked with and the people that I'm now meeting, and doing what's best for everyone and really being a true partner and a support system for you.
Team IGS.
That's right.
And just a plug for Dublin Irish Festival that they're always looking for volunteers for their booth and for the race. Oh, big spider.
It's not that big.
Where'd it go?
Okay.
I don't know where it went though.
I always have.
Where is it? So Audrey, how does your position support the Solution Center?
That is a great question. So to be honest with you, I'm still trying to learn on what's going to be the best way to support the Solution Center. And the main reason for that is because you guys are so unique. Your team is so different, and it has a lot of different needs in that you're not in one place, that you're servicing everywhere. So as far as how I can support you, I'm still looking for different recommendations from you and from your team on what would help them marketing-wise. And I'm always open to any kind of communication and questions and discussions. However, one of the biggest ways that I actively do support you right now is your Green for Good campaign that you're working on. And all of the activation on that and all of the activities that you're doing and the communication comes from me and my team. So in the future with the campaigns, if you feel that there's something that we could implement that would be different or more helpful or useful in promoting certain products, I'm happy to learn from you.
Did you see some of our limericks on the green?
I did. So I think that you missed your calling as a creative writer, a poet.
You didn't know it?
Yeah.
There you
go.
We are sitting on these lime green bikes. They're all around City of Dublin. You can rent them. There was an email that came out about how to rent and use them. But like I said, they're all out through Dublin.
And it's $1 to ride.
So Audrey, what skill sets are necessary to be effective and successful in the marketing department?
I would say that creativity is huge. And I don't necessarily mean design creativity, but I feel like you have to have a creative mindset and an innovative mindset. You have to be able to think through problems and think of different ways of doing things and not being content with how things are. I think that's a pretty general rule for what makes all of our teams similar and what makes them all successful.
Thank you. Okay, Audrey, next question. If an agent in the Solution Center was interested in a career path towards the marketing department, what piece of advice would you give them?
I would tell them to just take everything in and always be open to different opportunities and to learn different things. I would say that it's really important to say yes when those opportunities arise. And I don't necessarily mean, you were in the Women of IGS meeting the other day, and some of you may be. So I think that I don't want that to conflict with her people pleaser message, where you're saying yes to everything. What I mean is, if something comes up where you've never done it before, or it's a skill you don't have, or you have an opportunity to take notes when you're observing someone, that you should always do that, so then when the right opportunity arises, that you are very familiar with the business, or you have a lot of these other skills that could apply to marketing, because I think marketing is a very broad umbrella of things that you need to know, or things that would help you in the department.
So sort of broaden your horizon, and if it's something that you are interested in, take a step, take a chance.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You miss all the shots you don't take, and that's really cliche, but I think it's 100% true.
So Audrey, outside of residential, what other kind of areas are in marketing?
So there are a lot of different parts of marketing that I didn't even realize were a part of it. When I started, I kind of walked into the marketing team like, who are all these people? I had no idea what all it was made up of. So my team consists of project managers that manage residential and commercial and industrial. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a team of IT folks who work on web design, and our web folks who work on emails and the website and things like that. And then we have our designers, which they put together all of the beautiful brochures and the graphics on the website and all of these different creative assets that you see around the building and online and things like that. They put all of that together, and
I'm off.
We lost it.
You won.
Woo! And all of our service agreements. I mean, the list goes on and on. I couldn't even tell you all of the things that they do, because they do so much, and I don't even know all of that they do, I think. So there's also the copywriters who work hand in hand with the designers to make all of these things possible and keep our brand consistent across.
Like, here's my shoulder. You need to hold on to my shoulder.
I'm good.
Okay.
To keep our brand, they work with our branding team to keep our brand consistent across all platforms and make all of the messaging the same and make everything look great. So there's a lot to it. I probably didn't even capture it all just then, but
there's different facets of it.
So many.
Okay, Audrey, we're getting near the end here.
Okay.
The next question I have is, if someone in Solution Center has an innovative idea that may need to involve marketing, what steps can they take, or is there steps that they can take?
Sure. So I have a really close relationship with all of the managers in our residential team. So I I actually have just started a meeting where I'm going to be touching base with them once a month to see what's going on in your world. What can I help with? What problems are you facing? Is there anything that I can do to help solve those problems or assist? And I think that would be a great place for your manager to bring it up to me. So as a step for you or for anyone in the Solution Center, I would recommend bringing it up to your manager.
Okay.
Maybe, just so things don't get lost in translation, maybe you send it in an email and then discuss it with them, so that way an email can be forwarded to me and it's not just something that they mentioned to me as I walked by. You know, it's something that we can document and something that we could see how or if we could implement it.
Okay.
And then from there, you know, they can work with me to determine budgeting and, you know, what steps it would take to make it effective if we feel that it makes sense for us. And then we'll just go from there.
We just got one more question left.
Okay. Man, this camera guy is annoying.
I know, I sit by him too.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Okay.
That he's,
All right.
he comes over and he's got bad breath.
Ew.
I know, it's
Ew,
just
I
like,
didn't
I just
even
want to
get
give him some gum.
Right. Oh gosh. Okay. Hold on. Let's get ready for this one.
So yeah, it looks like he's giving us the signal.
Okay.
Okay, so Audrey, if someone wanted to come and shadow with you, is that a possibility?
Absolutely. I would just ask that we plan it well ahead of time so I can make sure that when they're shadowing me that it's actually meaningful and they're not watching me answer emails, that I have them with me during a creative meeting or something where they can kind of see our marketing team working together in action and what certain projects take and what things we consider, and not just sitting at my desk staring at me. So that's really my only request, is that we plan it out ahead of time, we get it on the calendar, but I'd be more than happy to have someone come and see what it's like and hopefully how I can help them based on what they learn.
Well, then I will be contacting you shortly.
Excellent.
Hey, you guys talking about me out there?
What?
Well, this is ending the interview with Audrey today, but I want to thank you for taking your time and speaking with us. It's so much appreciative.
Of course, I'm happy to do it.